I recently started recording videos with a camera, and at first I actually hated it. I hated it because it felt like more work. I had to render it, and then I also had to go ahead and convert the file. And to be honest, the video quality was horrible. It was not good. And because of that, I actually didn't want to use a camera. I didn't want to continue using a camera. I tried it for one day and I didn't even like it. But I'm honestly very grateful. One of my friends convinced me that I actually should continue using a camera because I'll actually get really good at using it if I just keep pushing through it. And so I had to go through trials and tribulations, but I realized that it actually wasn't that bad. I had to go through my camera quality looking horrible, and I had to tweak some settings and my actual setup. And then I also had to tweak the fact that my last video, and you can check it out if you don't believe me, my last video was completely out of focus, so that was a bit embarrassing, but it happens. But even though it felt harder at the beginning, because I pushed through, I actually got over it. But the reason why it felt so hard in the beginning is because of friction. Friction is the force you feel whenever you want to start something. So it's friction comes from the word of physics, where when two things rub against each other, there's force, they're pushing against each other. This happens with you, but not physically, but mentally. Whenever you want to start something, depending on how hard it is to start, that's the friction that you feel. That's the force that tells you, oh, but it's going to be really hard to start and it's not going to be pleasant at all. And that force is honestly lying to you. That force you feel is part of procrastination. It's just another lie told by procrastination. But there's two ways that you can reduce and get past this friction. And in this video, I'm going to teach them to you. The first is to make it easier for yourself. Make it easier for yourself means to set up everything in advance. It means to go ahead and get your shoes on beforehand. Essentially, you want to make it as easy as possible for you to go ahead and start the task. Because if you have to consciously think, oh, I have to do this, and then I have to do this, and I have to also prepare this beforehand, you're not going to start. You're honestly not going to start because it feels like it's too hard to start. You want to make it as easy as possible, or at least you want it to feel as easy as possible. And then you'll actually find yourself starting. Even on days where you don't really feel motivated, you'll still end up starting because of how easy it is. Two basic examples I can give you with the camera is, first of all, I systemized it. So I already know that, oh, okay, for thumbnails, the phone camera is actually better. But for the actual video, I should do this setting, and I should put my camera here, and I should go ahead and click record beforehand so I can get to my actual microphone in time. These little things, but now I know exactly what to do. I have a system for doing things. And number two is to have a routine. Because I've recorded with the camera for, I think, about 4 days, I've begun to get a routine of actually recording with the camera. So it doesn't really feel hard. It doesn't feel difficult. It doesn't feel like I have to mentally strain myself to actually begin. I can just whip out my camera, put it on the stand, and I can just go. No worries. I don't have to think about, oh, where am I going to put the camera, or where should I put the camera where it's facing. I don't have to worry about that because I already have a routine. I have a system, and so I do it easily. Number two of the ways that you can reduce the friction is to make it fun. I'm not kidding. Make it fun. If you can find a way to do what you are doing right now, in a fun way, you'll do it so much more. I honestly love turning things into a game and seeing the progress that I make. I saw my first video that I recorded with the camera, and this one, which I know is going to be much better than all the last, and I can see the difference. I can see how much I've progressed. I see going from a grainy background and it looks honestly awful to maybe a cinematic look. That's what I'm trying to go for. But either way, I see the progress, and that's extremely motivating. I find it fun now to record with a camera because I see that I've went from looking horrible to looking good. The progress is the best motivator that you can ever have. Seeing your own progress is the best motivator that you can have. Especially when you see it from the beginning to the end. Specifically, even if you can't do this, find another way to make it fun. Make it like put on some music when you do it, or dance around, or something fun. Like honestly, the only way that you can choose something fun is to honestly think about what you find fun. I can't decide what's fun for you. Only you can. Maybe you really like, I don't know, watching TikTok or something. You could maybe watch another TikTok while you're doing it. Honestly, just find something that you find fun. And more often than not, you'll just find yourself doing it. I love recording videos. I love setting up my camera and doing this because I find it fun. I see the progress, and so I do it more. And so the action step that I want you to take from this video, after you've watched it and learned from it, I want you to write down one thing that will make your life easier tomorrow. So I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen, or even on your phone, it doesn't really matter. I need you to write down only one thing that will make your life easier tomorrow. You might want to start running in the morning. A suggestion would be to set up your workout clothes beforehand. Just put them on your bed, so when you wake up, it's the first thing you see. You might want to start recording videos. Well, leave your phone somewhere obvious and with a microphone, and then you'll more likely than not remember that you actually want to record a video. Or maybe set up your phone beforehand. You don't even have to think about setting it up. One thing, only one thing that will make your life easier. By making your life easier, you're more likely to do the thing. We always eat junk food. We always watch TV. We always watch YouTube because it's easy to do. It's easy to open up your phone and click on YouTube and waste away. We can turn the hard things that we want to do, but we just don't end up doing, into those easy things. We just have to put a little bit of effort to then make the rest of our lives doing that thing that much easier.